Hello, 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 hello. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on the part of the world you're listening or watching this from. It's Bearable King, your favorite host on the British pound American dollar for the year 2024. And I feel like screaming, ah! We are currently reviewing for the 52nd week in the year 2024. Now, I must say this before we continue. If I told you at the beginning of this year that I was going to do this review to the end of the year, I would be lying to you because a lot of things have happened in the background. But there's something I'm thanking God for. I'm thanking God for being able to do 52 weeks straight of analysis on British pounds, American pair with you all with me, right? We're doing it real time. Every Sunday, we've been reviewing the markets together, and it's been an awesome ride for me. I believe I've learned a lot in the last 52 weeks than I've done before, and I believe that next year is going to be way better, right? Right? We always look forward to a better tomorrow. That's the hope we have, and that's the hope we continue running to, right? I also want to appreciate each and every one of you watching this video right now. I mean, you guys were the motivation for me to stand up even on the days when I was ill, right? To do the recording during my rainy days, during the bad days, during the ups and downs, even the periods when we'll party during the weekend, you know, I'll just remember, oh, I still have to do this review because I promised that I was going to do it. I mean, how can you tell me you're a successful trader if you can't even be disciplined enough to keep up with your word, right? So, as usual, we're going to go into the word before we go into the chart. We started with the word, and being the last week in 2024 for the review, we're going to be ending with the word. Okay? All right, fantastic. So this word is quite lengthy, but it has a lot of pointers that I want to pick up from. And this is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1 to 15. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1 to 15. And it says, there's a right time for everything, right? There is an opportune time to do things, a right time for everything on earth. Now, this is very important because if you're doing the right things at the wrong time, you are still doing it wrong, right? So you need to do the right things at the right time so that things are going to work out for you. Personally, I feel like in my trading journey, this 1 year technical analysis was the right thing to do at the right time. And that's the reason why I experienced so much growth, right? There's a time for birth, there's a time for death, there's a time to plant, there's a time to reap, there's a time to kill, and there's a time to heal, there's a time to destroy, there's a time to build, there's a time to cry, there's a time to laugh, there's a time to lament, there's a time to cheer, there's a time to love, there's a time to abstain, there's a time to embrace, there's a time to part, there's a time. Now, if you notice, it's writing there's a right time. So the timing is very important. The same way when it comes to trading, right? If you do not enter, buyers and sellers are always right, but the timing of your entry and your exit is what sets apart successful traders from unsuccessful traders, right? So there's a right time to search, and there is another time to count your loss. There's a right time to hold, and there's another time to let go. There's a right time to reap out, and there's another time to mend. There's a right time to shut up, there's another time to speak up. There's a right time to love and another time to hate. There's a right time to wage war, and there's another time to make peace. I mean, I never thought that there's actually it's okay for people to hate, right? As a Christian, right? But the Bible said there's a right time to love and there's a right time to hate. So if you are loving at the wrong time, you will hear up, right? Now there's a right time to start British pounds, American dollar reviews, weekly reviews, and there's a right time to end the reviews. So for me personally, I'll be closing the curtain on the weekly reviews that I have been doing from the beginning of 2024. Now, for people who do not know how to trade, if you take your time and watch the first video down to this video, you would get a lot of pointers. As a matter of fact, my complete forex analysis course can be broken down into all those 52 videos with a live review. I gave information on how to enter, I gave information on how to exit, I gave information on what to look out for, when to know the bias of the market. I gave a lot of information, right? And that was what I summarized in the 2 weeks bootcamp that we've been running for a while. It's going to end on Wednesday. We thank God for that as well. So for me personally, this brings an end to my weekly review on the British pounds American dollar. Now, what this means, it doesn't mean I won't still do reviews, but it simply means that doing it every weekend is going to stop. So what I'll just do is I'll be doing week reviews on weekly time frames so that I can share what the market is going to do. Then I'll be branching out more in talking about psychological things and self-development things that can improve you as a trader, that can help your mindset, that can give you the paradigm shift. You understand? It's not just about knowing how to trade, it's about trading the right way, right? Trading is beyond just knowing, but actually doing. Remember that trading is actually a decision based business, and it's decision based in the sense that first you need to determine whether you're going to trade or you're not. If you're going to trade, if you decide you're going to trade, you need to know where you want to buy from and where you want to sell from. Now, after you know that, you now need to know, okay, where are you entering from and where are your exits? What is the right lot size? How do you want to manage the trade when the trade is active, right? How do you want to do your review? What are you journaling? So all these things are decision based, right? So I'm going to be doing a lot more in that direction, because anything that has to do with technicals, I believe that I have adequately addressed them in the last 52 weeks. Abi, I no try. I try now. Right. So the important part of this first part, I know a lot of us have heard about this first part, right? But it says in 9 to 13. But in the end, does it really make a difference what anyone does? I've had a good look at what God has given to us to do. Busy work mostly. True, God has made everything beautiful in itself and in its time. But He has left us in the dark so that we never know what God is up to, right? Now, the reason why I'm coming here is because a lot of people have gone through a lot of things and they feel like God has forsaken them. But I'm here to tell you that a lot of people are also in a group, or I'll call a class, where they feel like the reason why they can't really get ahead is because of what they have done, right? Now, I understand the role of actions and consequences very well, right? But at the same time, the best of a man is still a man, and a man at his best is flawed. You understand? So there's a limit at which you should beat yourself up when it comes to the things that you're experiencing and the things you're going through. Sometimes it takes a while for people to get to a point. You understand? They say something, the same water that boils the yam soft is the same water that boils the egg hard. You understand? So there are some situations and some circumstances you're going through, thinking that God has forsaken you, thinking that you're in the dark, thinking that okay, you are the cause of your problems and you can't get out of it. It is God's will for your life. I'm here to tell you that that is not true, right? When the time is right, everything is going to be beautiful. All right. God is working for your good. Just always have that at the back of your mind. Let that be one of the foundations of your thoughts. It has been the foundation of my thoughts, and since then things have transformed for my sake because I am always thinking positive, right? All right, so let's continue. I've decided that there is nothing better to do than to go ahead, have a good time, and get the most out of life. Now, this is important to learn. When it comes to life, you're going to face ups and downs. You're going to have losses, right? In billions, Bobby Axelrod was telling one of his staff then that sometimes you just have to take the losses. You understand? So we have to accept the losses and move on. Make the best out of your life, right? That's it. Eat, drink, and make the most of your job. It's a gift of God. Life is a gift, right? And that's why each day when you wake up is called the present. It's a present from God to you. Tomorrow you might not be present. You understand? I might not be present. But as long as you're present, make the best of it. Live your life and enjoy yourself. Okay? I've also concluded that whatever God does, that is the way it's always going to be. That is the way it's going to be always. No addition, no subtraction. God's done it and that's it. So we'll quit asking questions and simply worship in holy fear. Now you need to understand this from the point that God is Alpha and Omega. Now the thing that makes God Alpha was because he was Omega, which simply means that before he began the construction of the world, God already knew the end. Do you understand? And that's the reason why most producers, most creatives, before they start creating something, they've already envisioned how it is going to be to a point of conclusion. Then most of the time it either meets that conclusion or it surpasses it. Do you understand? And that's what makes us creators. This is what separates us from other animals. You understand? So if you believe that God has done it and things are going to be good for you, you don't need to worry. You don't need to live in fear, right? Just worship God and make the best of life. This is, how will I put it? This is the hidden secret of living in truth, of living a worthy life, of living a fulfilled life. Don't worry about tomorrow. Don't be bothered about yesterday. Just focus on the present and make the best of the present. You want to laugh, laugh. You want to dance, dance. You want to jump, jump. You want to scream, scream. You want to party, party. You want to study, study. Make the best of each day. Never live any day with regret, okay? Whatever is will be. Whatever was is, whatever will be is. That is how it is with God, right? Meaning that God is always present. Okay, so it seems as if I'm preaching the whole sermon. Please forgive me. This is going to be my last weekly video, so you don't have to hear from me every week anymore. Okay, all right. So let's go into the chart, and I'm starting with this weekly chart because this was the weekly chart I started the review with, right? So I started by saying that, okay, from here we can see that the market has created a higher high. It tapped into this other block, so I was expecting it to run up, which the market has done here, right? Now observe this with me. Let's say the market came from here. Okay, let me do this. The market did this, came down, and I said I was expecting the market to tap it, but it hasn't tapped it. Now there's something I always tell people, that in as much as you're expecting the market to get to a particular point, the market may not tap it instantly. It doesn't mean the market will not still get there, right? So the market runs above here, and now the market is down here. Now, as far as we are concerned, the market is still bullish until the market comes below this point. Now, the reason why I'm focused here is because this came back to close up this gap, right? And that's where I marked for the bullish move, because immediately the market came here, I could see that the market gave a rising wedge on the daily time frame. So I was expecting it to pull back to tap into the zone, which it later did after the consolidation here. And after the consolidation, we had a manipulation into an order block. Now, people have asked me before, is power of 3 a reversal pattern alone? This has always been my response. Power of 3, which is consolidation, manipulation, and now we're expecting the distribution, can be a continuation pattern, as we can see it play out here. Why? It is continuing this bullish move, right? It's continuing this bullish move. So now that we have this here, so this is my new low, which simply means that if the market should come below 1.2300, right, I would automatically assume that the market has flipped or changed bias from bullish to bearish. So as far as I'm concerned, the market is still within a healthy area for a bullish move, right? Now, this is a weekly supply zone, and this is a weekly demand zone that has not been mitigated yet, right? And because it has not been mitigated yet, I'm anticipating. Now, remember, I don't control the market, I can only speculate. I'm anticipating that the market is going to tap within this zone and do what? Come back into this region, right? Because if the market is going to run up for a long while, it's only ideal that it covers up all the gaps at the bottom, right? It's just logical. It's not like it's written in stone. It's possible that the market could run up and not close this gap. Now, remember that this gap was created in 2022. Currently, we are a few, 1 week away from 2025. So that's like a 3-year gap that has been pending, right? Which is the reason why I tell people, be patient with the market. The market is not running anywhere, right? So if I'm still expecting the market to be bullish and the market taps into this zone, right, there is a possibility that the market will probably come down and do what? Change direction, because this will be the new significant low. So if this happens, then this is a confirmation that the market will come down into this zone. However, yesterday I was given a tip that a reversal, which is this, right, is a failed retracement. Now, for people who understand price delivery as explained by ICT, which is actually still price action, right? When the market creates a higher high, before you expect a flip, there is usually a demand zone where the market may tap into and do what? Pull up before failing to create a higher high. So a reversal only happens when there is a failure to create a higher high. What do I mean? We could have a retracement. A retracement simply means a pullback, right? A pullback like this. And after the pullback, we may see the market do something like this and then do what? Come down here, right? Now, once this happens, then there is a change in direction, meaning that this expansion failed to create a higher high, which now led to what? A reversal. So a failed retracement is that this level they hold, the market just fell below this point, right? But don't worry, you would understand it later if you do not understand what I'm saying. So if I see something like this, then I can expect something like this, and then we'll ride the market to the downside. Now, what does this imply technically? This simply implies that it is possible that for the first 1 to 3 months, let's say the first quarter of 2025, we may see the market being bullish into the zone, right? Now, the same way we had a bearish 2022, yeah, this was a bearish 2022. This is January 2022 down to where? September 2022. We may experience something like that in 2025. Simply saying that we might experience a bearish move, meaning that next year we will just wake up and do what? Sell GU. Okay. Now, let me check. I want to confirm before I say this. Trump was president when? Hold on. Fantastic. Okay, 2021. So he left power in 2021, which was somewhere around here. So as you can see, after I left power, what happened? The market poured down, right? And since the market poured down, now that it's coming back into power, we may see the market run up into the zone and then pour down the same way it poured down here, simply meaning that Trump coming back to power might strengthen the US economy, right? But this is basically speculation, right? For me to confirm that, okay, yes, what I'm expecting is true, I need to see the market do what? Create a new low below this point. And this is based on the assumption that this does not even create a new low here first, right? So if this is maintained and the market creates an equal high or higher high and then breaks below this point, then we can expect a pullback and sell down into this marked zone here, right? Now, what I've simply done is I marked these zones because the market has already shown me this on the monthly time frame, that if the market should pull back into the zone, which is like maybe the 79 feet level, we can expect an extension into this area, right? So I don't know what is going to happen. I'm not a fortune teller or anything. All I'm simply doing is I'm looking at the chart and I'm applying the knowledge that I have to the chart. So if we see the market come to 1.297 zone, say next year, maybe ending of next year, maybe middle of next year, the time I don't know, we may see the market run all the way to the top here. So what I've simply done now is I have given you a breakdown of what I'm expecting for 2025. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. Next year I'm going to be reviewing roughly about 5 or 6 assets, not just GU anymore, because I know GU like the back of my hand, and I'm working with a few guys where we're reviewing other assets. I mean, the guys that came for the boot camp, they are going to be taking advantage of the boot camp and learning what I know, and they're going to be applying it on other assets. So come 2021, 2025, I'm not going back to 2021, I beg. Come 2025, I'm going to be reviewing the market, but not just G. I'll just pick maybe 3, 4, 5, maximum 6 assets to do the. Uh, I'll do a review. I think I'll do the yearly review so that you know what I'm expecting for 2025. Then maybe when it gets to areas of interest on the weekly time frame, I can recap and explain what to expect. Okay. All right, so this is a full explanation of what may happen 2025, 2026 if Jesus tarries, right? So we may expect a bearish 2025, right? I actually pity Euro USD because that market is currently low, and from the looks of things, we may have a new low, right? Okay, so let's go to what concerns us presently. So this is what we had here, right? And earlier this week, I did mention that, okay, we had a pullback here and that we're expecting the market to run up, right? But there's something I've always said when it comes to news. I'm really concerned about 3 particular US news, which are CPI, FOMC, and NFP, because those news have the capacity or capability to change the trajectory of what's it called, your technical thoughts, right? And that's what happened during the week. This was on Wednesday during FOMC. The market pulled down, which confirmed that, okay, the market is still doing what? Going down. Now this is what we have, something like a double bottom, which simply means that this point was not valid. And I took about 100 pips here on Thursday morning, and I mentioned it in the boot camp. The reason why I wasn't big on this sell, right? We're reading chart patterns, right? These are chart patterns that we're reading. Now, chart patterns are made of candlesticks, which simply means that every candlestick tells a story. You understand? Your ability to understand the story that the candlestick tells would make it easier for you to understand the chart pattern. And once you understand that, it makes it easier to read the market. So right now, if I'm expecting the market to run up, what I would like to see is the market would create a new high, pull back, and then I would see a change in direction before I am certain that the market is going to run up. Now, how far can the market run? We have an OB here, we have an OB here, but I'd like to see the market run to this zone. Now, if the market runs to this zone, I know I'm going to make a lot of money, right? So this is my expectation on the higher time frame. So I'd like to see this move first, right? This move for this swing movement. Okay. All right. So this week is actually the week to tell, right? Now, another area of interest that I'm also considering is the fact that we have on the daily time frame, we have an order block here. There is nothing. Now, I'm saying this because people don't understand when it comes to trading. People think that because you analyze the market should do as you've said. The market does not know you. It does not know your father, does not know your village chief, does not even know your village chief, does not even know your president. So as I was saying, we have a daily OB here. So this market can as well still come down into the zone, right? Come down into the zone before we see a flip, right? And the market will run up. Now, if you're wondering why is this possible, yes, it is possible. Go and check gold last year. Around this time last year, gold ran to the other block that originated the first move before the market ran a wire to 2,600, 2,700, right? So we read patterns, patterns are repeated. That's where we make our money from. Okay. All right. So this is the chart I drew for you guys, and I said, oh, I'm expecting the market to run up, but the market didn't give me what I was expecting here, right? It just gave me a nice pullback and then ran up. So after I did this, it just tapped into this zone and did what? Put down here. Now you can see that the market has created like a railroad pattern on the daily time frame. So I'd like to see what will happen on Monday, right? But to trade this market, I have to go to a lower time frame. Now this is the 4-hour time frame which I normally look at. Next year I will not be coming this low. Maybe I'll just be stopping on the daily time frame. Now, as you can see here, the market created a downward trend here, and immediately we saw this candle, I told my guys in the boot camp that I'm not looking to buy heavily yet. Why? Because this was Friday to what? Wednesday. That means you had Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So this is roughly 5 days move that was ended with one candle. That simply tells you logically that the bears have so much strength in the market. And what now happened? The market tapped here, came up, came down here. So even if I want to trade this market right now, the market is in a zone to continue selling down, right? If I am going to buy this market, I've said it before, no flip, no trade. So if I'm going to buy this market, I like to see this market tap above this point, maybe into this other block. Then I can wait for it to pull back. Then I can see a change in direction on the lower time frame before I possibly look for a buy, right? And I would be watching out for these key levels that the market has not respected, because the market can still tap this level and go down, right? So I'm just giving you guys a top to bottom analysis on the British pound, American dollar. I've shown you the possibilities. So for now, I would like to say this. Alternatively, this market can as well do what? Continue the downward movement, because after all, the market has done a decent pullback into the zone, right? Into this zone. So from here, we can see it has even closed this FVG gap, right? So we can expect it to continue selling from Monday, but it's when we come on Monday we'll know what's up. But I personally, I'm still biased. I'm still bullish biased towards the market at the moment. Okay. All right. So thank you guys very much for your time. I do not want to take more than enough time that we've spent. About the boot camp, for everyone that signed up for the boot camp, I want to personally congratulate you, because you did the right thing at the right time. And for those that are sending me message after the boot camp has started, I'm really sorry. There's really little or nothing I could help you with. Okay. So what next? I've already shared my plan for next year. Um, I'm going to be doing reviews not just on British pounds, American dollar, but I would be doing the reviews not periodically or not as frequently as I did this period. I could be doing it once a month, right? Doing it once a month, right? But beyond that, I want to touch on things that are of importance. For example, bring my personal experience about journaling, about backtesting, about the things that I did that made me profitable in the market, right? About things that can help people. Then also, if people have issues that they think they want me to talk about, or they want to hear my opinion about in a recording, they can send me the message by joining the Telegram group, or they could leave a comment in the YouTube section, comment section. Okay. All right. So till next time, I was going to say next week, but till next time, remain safe, remain blessed, and remain profitable. I remain your host, Bearable King, and with this, I draw the curtains. Bye bye.